Fighters, the #1 security program on television.
Welcome to Crime Fighters, the police and you. Today's episode brings to view the activities of Airport Police Command, which means we'll be talking to the Commissioner of Police in charge, Dan Azumi Doma. While our crime scene segment sends a very important message to employers of labor, especially those of them who take delight in withholding salaries of employees, although that wasn't enough reason for Stephen Reuben to steal his boss Toyota Land Cruiser. But if you recall, in our previous edition, we featured 3 staff of Technocrime Security Services who stole properties they were supposed to protect because they were not paid for 3 months. Now, don't get me wrong, there will never be a good reason for committing a crime, but we just hope that everyone will learn to do what is right. Anyway, welcome to your #1 security program on television, Crime Fighters, the Police and You. I'm Gladys Azabi. Thanks for joining us on Crime Fighters interview segment. Today we'll be talking to a man who was once the Commissioner of Police in Katsina State, but currently is saddled with the responsibility of manning Airport Police Command. He's no other person than CP Dan Azumi Doma. It's nice having you on the program, sir.
Thank you for coming.
So, like I said before, you were once in Katsina, and right now is the Airport Police Command. So, is there a difference between manning a state command and an airport command?
Basically, the police job all over the world is the same. Only that some crime come with some kind of technicalities that the police who is faced with such technicalities have to devise means to fight such crimes.
These differences in technicalities you mentioned, do you see them posing any problem whatsoever?
Not really. By one's training and disposition and experience acquired over the years, you discover that such type of crimes, when they do occur, you quickly tune out strategies to combat them. So like the types of crime I met at the airport, they are just like crimes I was fighting in the command. So they are not too basically different from what obtains outside the airport environment. We give examples such as touting, although it comes with a little difference. Here you see somebody who would have no job, will just be at the arrival or departure halls, trying to assist passengers to either procure a ticket, flight ticket, or to help him, convey or carry his luggage from the conveyor belt. All this, in the process of doing that, you discover that some of these touts disappear with the money meant for the ticket, or they carry the baggage from the conveyor belt. They end up going away with some of this luggage.
So what are some of the challenges you've been faced with in this command?
Well. One of the most fundamental challenge which I faced here on arrival is that the airport command is still a very new command. Being a new command, it means it comes with a lot of problems. One, we have the problem of office and residential accommodation for the personnel attached to the airport command. Secondly, you have logistic problems, communication, vehicles, even the kits that the men need to work with. You have the problem of paucity of funds that the command needs to operationally carry out its activities. Now, the airport command is not only limited to Lagos. Let me put this across for people to understand. The command is supposed to take care of all the Nigerian airports. This command is supposed to supervise all the Nigerian airports, provide security to all the airports in the country. Right now, we have about 24 functioning airports. Lagos being the busiest, Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Kano. All these are the areas that we have to extend our operations to. And right now, we have covered just half. Effectively, we are covering just half of these 24 airports that I'm telling you about. So we discovered that we also have a problem of manpower. we don't have enough manpower to cover these airports for now. But we have gone out on a recruitment drive. We have written memos to the IG to beef up the manpower of the airport command so that we can provide security to the airports in view of the current trends of challenges facing the airport security. So these are some of the, and we also have this problem of integration. That is, the airport or the aviation industry has not fully integrated the services of the policemen into the security network of the airports. These are things I have just been trying to break through gradually.
Now, one can help but wonder why the police was not fully integrated into the aviation industry. Was it an oversight or just ignorance?
No, you see, these problems are, I cannot say it's as a result of ignorance. One, I've just told you that the airport command is a new command. They were not fully on the ground. In fact, even if they wanted to, they don't have the manpower to cover all these areas I'm talking about. So it's not like as a result of ignorance or they were not wanted. No.
It seems you've been able to grapple with most of the challenges you've been faced with in this command. Now, I'm sure a lot of people would want to know if you've been able to achieve anything within the short time you've been here.
Very well, very well. Well, I'm happy to inform you that within this 1 month of my arrival, or of my service at the airport, we've recovered about 1.5 million naira from people who fake receipts to clear cargo at NACO shed. They forge stamps, custom stamps, immigration stamps, quarantine, and all the stakeholders in the aviation sector industry. They fake their documents to facilitate the clearance of cargo. Just last week before the New Year break, we arrested 3 people who had gone there with fake documents to clear a consignment belonging to the Nigerian Army. They have perpetrated everything. It was just for them to remove that container from the NACO shed here. When lock ran into the Nigerian Army, one of the corporal who was also asked to come and process the material discovered that this item, then he ran to us. We quickly mobilized our men and went round, only for us to discover that the containers were still within the premises of the NACO. So we arrested 3 of them. One has already been convicted and sentenced to 3 months imprisonment, while the other 2 who pleaded not guilty are remanded in prison custody. Finally, through the traffic jam, it was a nightmare for people. In fact, many people have to miss their flights because of the traffic jam that we used to record at the 2 airports, that's the local and the international. It is, all these are no more. You drive freely to the airport and freely out of the airports, the 2. In fact, during the Christmas day, I was at the local because there was no fuel, and then the fuel station that have fuel, people queued, so I had to personally be on the ground to make sure that that road leading to the local airport was not blocked. So you see that people are now living with a kind of relief, driving through this place, or people who live around. They are no longer, delayed in a traffic jam as a result of the impatience Nigerians. Because if you look at this, the cause of this traffic jam, when I studied it, it was just due to impatience of Nigerian road users. Everybody wants to pass at the same time, and it's not possible. So what we do at the peak hour is to bring everybody from the office, all my office staff, I move them out, say, oh yeah, you stay here. Once somebody is putting here, you stop, let these other people go. So you discover that once you do that, the traffic will flow. And that is what we are going to maintain.
Now, looking back at Muli Talab's attempt to bomb a U.S. plane on Christmas Day, You know, one can't help but wonder if that incident affected security operations in the airport in any way.
It doesn't affect the security of the airport in any way because the security arrangement we have here is very, very perfect. Even the Americans came, they went through our security network and they certify it okay. The international aviation security arrangement too, they came, they also certified the airport okay. So, but you know, the criminals, they are always studying what is on the ground, trying to beat the security agencies to it. But all the same, at least we must have heard from the Minister of Information the arrangement the federal government is making to step up whatever arrangement we have. You know, you continue to improve on what you have.
But you know, one could see that as a violation of one's privacy.
That's what I'm saying, that if you don't want your privacy to be divulged, go by road or by rail or by other means or by through the water, ocean, by sea. But if you choose to go by air, so you must be ready to face the inconveniences that come with the air travel.
Now, let's talk about your agenda and mission for the Airport Command in 2010.
My agenda, vision, and mission for the Nigerian airport is to make the Nigerian airports the most safest in the world.
How do you intend to achieve this?
Well, by the strategies I am going to adopt, one, which is to make sure that this command comes to a full-fledged airport command. That I have started by drawing. I have just proposed an establishment and strength for the airport command, which I have sent to the IG. The moment I get that approval, then the IG will now give me the required manpower. And this will form the anti-terrorist squad, the mobile police unit, and then the conventional policemen. Once I have this category of people, then I will assure you that the Nigerian airports will be the safest in the world.
And that's it on Crime Fighters interview segment. Stay tuned for more.